You know, the thing about when staff leave your employ, it's always very difficult, you know. You like them, you get on with them, all that sort of stuff, and you think to yourself, well, we had a good working relationship, you know, the sort of thing. Now, what I've found when I've worked with people, and I've been very lucky in this, that many want to keep in touch. Many of the younger people that I've worked with, I'm very pleased about this, do like to keep in contact and ask my advice on things going forward, which I'm not flattering myself, it's genuine. It's just nice, you know, because you realise that actually you've helped somebody sort of cultivate their career, whether they've enjoyed it or not, you know, the sort of thing. Now, what I find fascinating about Meghan Markle is, you know, clearly her and Harry are outright liars because, as we've seen with the Travelist thing, you know, they tell you not to fly, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. All the while they're climbing on private jets, literally just a skip and a hop away, when they could either take the train or indeed it might be easier not to do that journey at all. But they have to have security. They have to be private. It's a little bit like this thing they spoke about on the CBS show Sunday Morning, remember that? And they talked about being first responders and the perils of social media. Oh yes, social media was terrible. It was going to ruin the world and then, oh, terrible. But of course, at the start of this year, Meghan Markle could not wait to jump back on the gram. Now, here's what happens behind the scenes. As ever, let me explain. Hi, nice to see you in a wet and windy London today. I hope you're keeping well, whatever you're doing. Keeping safe, keeping warm, and as ever, thank you for taking the time out to join me and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. I know, 397,000. I know. Can you imagine if we had to get a cake? Well, we'd get a crumb. Well, I don't know if we'd get a crumb, do you? As we head towards 400,000, can I just personally all thank you? I really, really am so glad that so many of you are taking the time out to join me on a regular basis. It's really sweet of you, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, this, you know, we're talking social media, right? According to a source who literally is still, they call it a stringer in America, don't we? We call it freelancer over here, but a stringer in America. Well, apparently Meghan Markle every morning when she has those staff meetings and she can be bothered to show up because of course she's busy with a 1 hour a week doing charitable work, right? Well, apparently according to them, you see, Meghan goes through everything on social media. No, not her own stuff. No, she knows that. But anything untoward, anything that the team should highlight to her that may need readdressing. And we've seen this time and time again in the recent posts, you know, the way that she curated the naming of the company again, the way that she said a certain phrase in the other thing. I've pointed it out on numerous occasions. And what's fascinating about this is, not only, according to that source, does Meghan go through the social media accounts, including this one, right, Megsy? Well, the bottom line is they go through to see if they don't like something, and rather than now attack it legally, though that costs money, right? What they do is they decide to counteract it with their own narrative, whether that goes through Us Weekly or People magazine or Meghan referencing it, of course, in her own Instagram posts. So doesn't really this counteract that ridiculous claim that it's terrible, it's negative, and we should be protecting the children? If that's the case, shouldn't you start as you mean to go on from home and never ever have accounts, or never, of course, let your children know that you know, you were on social media? Because according to that source, Archie's very aware that his mom is on Instagram. So if you're protecting your children from the perils of social media, as you said on CBS Sunday Morning, how come his mom is on Instagram and the child knows? Of course he's going to have to know. Why would she be filming him? You get the picture? But it's interesting, isn't it? Because Harry famously said, you need to learn how to be a first responder. Time that you got that orange outfit on again, Prince Harry. Rush to the rescue, no doubt, of your son. You never know the perils that he might find by clicking on his own mother's Instagram account. Either way, it's good to know that Meghan watches many. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.